Hey everyone, welcome to the video. We're gonna get some good tech today to try out. Already got Shocks yesterday, didn't spend much time playing with him, but now we get that troop damage. So basically have the max for the season, got that 130%. And we'll try to do a bit easier hits. I know yesterday's was a little bit tougher without Shocks, but maybe find one that works out. And we'll do a few hits. It does feel a bit strange using heavy Zook so late in the season, but we have the squad leaders, so maybe try something out. One hit I've really been liking is using Meat Shield Zook Fan, almost for 2, maybe 3 ERs on the right side, then 4 heavies, 2 Zooks on the left. Now that we have troop damage, things die faster, and especially Shocks to pin down the shock launchers, rockets. In this case, maybe not the Doom Cannon, it's a bit tough a shock. But we'll try something out. So going from the right, only with the 2 leaders, Meat Shield Zook Fan. And over here we can spread everyone out. Couple heavies, 2 Zooks, and a few more heavies. Still waiting on Kavan just a bit. And on the right, just watching how everyone's going. So far looking okay. We can maybe shock that shock launcher in a bit. 1 shock right now. And kind of just watching both sides at the same time. Second wind as some heavies are dying out. Can even do 1 more. And right side still looking okay. As those Zooks get closer to that rocket in the blind spot, can shock that rocket. And on the far right, shock that shock launcher, another second wind. Basically just watching all sides and only shocking those few stuff. On the right, start moving that Zook Fan towards that ER, but everything's kinda going there. And looks like both ERs might die around the same time. And looks like we'll get 237. See if that's good enough. I feel like these are a bit easier hits. You just have the few leaders on one side and everyone else on the left. So maybe a few less things to worry about. And we'll take that win. And we can also pick up 1 chest. So we do have 2 options going forward. Either we go straight to 7 and get bombers, or we can get a few stuff at 6 ER. And I feel like a few things at 6 ER isn't too bad. So the 2 things we're gonna pick up are Troop Health and maybe that Sky Shield. Sky Shield because not so much covering an ER, but some bases have you can cover a Doom Cannon, Shock Launcher, so it's a tough shock. And it could annoy some people, especially with hitting a bunch of Zooks at once. So first, right now, we don't have enough tokens to max out Troop Health. We can pick up the Sky Shield and make a little different base. So we'll be running this base, and fingers crossed we didn't make it for nothing, but we'll try it out. So we got this match over here, and we'll still try a similar kind of hit, using 2 leaders for the right side, then pretty much everyone else on the left. Here we can try to split them a bit, maybe 1 heavy Zook on the far right, kind of everyone else on the left. So first starting with the leaders, can do that now. And here we'll do 1 heavy Zook. We know after this sniper they're gonna go more left. Minesweeper 2 with Kavan. And then the other heavy Zook on this side. On the right we can shock that Doom Cannon, just gotta hit right on the right side of that shield. While doing that, the last heavy on the left. Just make sure you don't hit the bottom circle, it's gotta be outside it. And here they're traveling a bit, so we can do a few smokes. Even flare down, let's do that shock launcher, and even that Zook Fan for that Doom Cannon. Kinda like the other hits. Left side, just do a second wind. Wasn't really paying attention, but as long as stuff is being alive. That Zook fan doing good work. And we got some good GBE too. Send that meat shield back on the right side. Same with that Zook fan. We might get shocked, but that's okay for a bit. Just get some more second winds going. And gotta shock the right side. Luckily we got a few Zooks left, so they should get this right ER. And I think everything's just falling in place. One more second wind. And really the two leaders still got the right two ERs. They just did a slight detour getting that Doom Cannon and that Shock Launcher. And looks like our base held up. And we'll show the last hit again, because there was still a lot going on. It's kind of doing two hits at once. If you just focus on the right side first, you know these leaders are going to get all this stuff, and that DC is the biggest threat. So just having a mental idea of the range, as you get closer, you send one shock to it. Again, it's right outside that inner circle, or the circle on the bottom. And even if you miss once, it's fine, just try again, whether it's a bit more to the left or a bit more to the right. And then now we're just basically flaring both leaders onto that DC. Because if you don't, you just have to shock it so many times, and better you just get it down. That shock launcher you don't have to worry about too much, as long as other heavies are distracting. You just want to get that DC down. Because the rest of the hit, that Zook fan finishes off this ER, and we'll show it one more time for the left side. So this base, you want all the Zooks and heavies to get an okay split. And like we said before, these guys are going to go towards the left, so you can drop one boat here. The rest can just go on the right side. Since there's more rockets and shock launchers on the left, that's where you put the Minesweeper and Kavan. And sometimes you don't have to monitor too much. Worst case, a rocket kills a bunch of Zooks, and you just bring them back. You can see we got a good split too. Later on we just shock stuff that you know is gonna kill Zooks. Here this rocket maybe. Otherwise use GB on second winds, and the left side clears most of the base. And we'll keep going a bit. And we got another match over here. You can try pretty much the same approach. These rockets are kind of far, so maybe just 2 heavies, 1 Zook for this ER, and everyone else on this side. But still doing like that meat shield Zook fan on the right. This guy does have more shock launchers on this side, so maybe just direct target that ER. And that way we don't have to flare that Doom Cannon and spend so many shocks on the DC, maybe these cannons. So we'll try that out. Going meat shield Zook fan. On this side we'll do 2 heavies, 1 Zook. And waiting just a bit, want that sniper to almost die. Then we'll do 1 Zook, 2 heavies on the far left. Watching the right side, we can shock that DC once. And really waiting on Kavan. Get that meat shield moving. And in just a bit, move that Zook fan. Can get Kavan going on the left side. Even do a few smokes. Here shocking those machine guns. And on the right especially, gotta shock that DC again. Get 1 shot going. And good thing those rockets are looking at the other side. At this point we want that Zook fan to die. Bring him back and just start flaring. Because all we have now is just a few ERs. Zook Fan doing most of the damage, and then just flare the last one. So sometimes it's okay if he only gets 2 ERs on the right, and now we'll pull a 243. And looks like a win. Here we got another match. This guy kind of looks like a secret player because he got so many offense stats, but we'll see. And no boom cannon shock mines either. We'll try for a bit faster hit, maybe using leaders for those 3 ERs, then everyone else for these other 3. So starting off now, Meat Shield Zook Fan, and here everyone else just spread out. Still waiting just a bit on Kavan. Can drop him towards the right side. And already we'll start moving that meat shield up, distract that shock launcher, and maybe get some boom mines. As this bottom ER goes down, you can flare the top one. And let's shock that DC with that shock launcher. Left side looking okay, doing 1 second wind. And here early, flaring that meat shield. Another shock on the SO. And now just a few smokes. Can even flare this bottom ER, and then flare the top one again with that Zook Fan. And we'll see what time we get. Did miss a SO, but both ERs die around the same time. We'll pull a 303. And looks like he fizzled out at the last ER. Got another match over here. And we'll try the same hit as before. Using Meat Shield Zook Fan for the right, and everyone else for the left. Here even just one heavy Zook can deal with the right side, and concentrate the other troops on the left. Got some value shocks over here. And then just see how it goes. So starting with that Meat Shield Zook Fan. Here a bit more towards the left side. 2 heavies, 1 Zook. And then now 1 heavy Zook on the left. And then a few more on the right side. Make sure Kavan stays left. Can start shocking that Doom Cannon with that shock launcher. And on the right, start moving that meat shield up. And get some second wind going. 1 more shock over here. On the right, let them do their thing a bit. We have enough GB to start flaring ERs. Just gotta keep the shock launcher pinned down. If you miss it, it's okay. Shock it again. Another second wind on this side. And now just gotta flare this last ER. So we'll try to get everyone across. Looks like our main damage dealer is that Zook Fan. Even though he might get shocked pretty soon, we'll move him away from that shock mine and back onto it. And I think it's looking okay. Just gonna take a few more seconds, but should get it down. And we'll get 236. See if that's fast enough. And it looks like it is. And that's basically the types of hits we've been doing. We'll probably wait till tomorrow and get more tech. Again, the one thing that can really help us is troop health. So we'll get that tomorrow and try out a few more hits. Other than that, we'll start saving towards 7 ER. Critters, even building damage could help a little bit, but want to still go towards 7 and HC bombers. But that's gonna be it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.